Hey y'all, I'm Elisa,
I'm Samantha.
and welcome to Watch for Deer. Welcome back to Watch for Deer. This is episode 2. This is called Deadly Correspondence.
Oh my gosh.
So, today I'm bringing to you the case of Harry Powers, who is our very own West Virginia serial killer. Have you heard of him, Sam?
No, I have no idea. When we did the other episode, I knew that it was about those children.
Yeah.
But that's it. I didn't know the story or whatever.
Yep.
This, I absolutely have no idea. Like, I have no clue.
Okay, cool.
Whatsoever. Yeah, and you got to love a serial killer, you know.
That's right.
Mhm.
I didn't know we had
serial
one in
killer
West Virginia.
story.
So that was pretty exciting when I stumbled up on this.
Well, I don't even know if we still do or not. I need to hear the story. Do we?
Okay, are you ready?
I mean, I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Are you ready?
I feel like we said that last time too, but I'm as ready as I'm going
You
to
are
be, Elisa.
so ready. I'm so ready and so excited. Okay, so this is the story of Harry Powers, who was the Clarksburg serial killer. And so Harry was born Herman Drenthe. He was born in 1892 in the Netherlands. And in 1910, he migrated with his father, Hiram Drenthe, to the U.S. And they first settled in Iowa. They later moved to West Virginia in 1926. Okay, so he was 32 years old when he moved to West Virginia.
Okay.
He was about 5'4", so like 2 inches taller than me. He's 175 pounds. He was a pudgy little guy, had glasses.
First of all, I feel like 5'4", 175 pounds. We are not describing as pudgy because I personally feel attacked.
She's
by
like,
that.
I feel attacked.
So I need you to, whatever you're doing, I need you to bring it down a notch and go back and say that he was perfect shape. So rewind yourself.
Okay, Harry Powers was this handsome 5'4", lean and sexy, 175 pounds
That's better.
So they migrated to West Virginia in 1926, and Henry was super eager to pursue his new life here in America, and he was not content to live as a poor immigrant farmer like his mom and dad. You know, Henry wanted bigger and better things for his life, and he was willing to do whatever necessary to obtain this dream. Although Harry was far from handsome.
You're hurting me with your judgment of him and his 5'4", 175 pound stature. I'm just telling you. Like,
okay,
some of us.
Well, let's say he wasn't Fabio, okay?
Okay.
He was not Fabio.
Okay.
But he had a way with words. He was very, very charismatic, and he was just really good with words. Mm-hmm. So he left his family in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to serve 20 months overseas during the World War. By the time he come back, he had changed into a Oklahoma oil stock promoter, and that's when he changed his name from Herman Drenthe to Harry Powers, or aka A.R. Weaver, aka Cornelius Pearson, you know, that's whatever you want to call him.
I feel, you got a lot of names like that. That's shady. So
it's very shady.
Red flags.
Red flag number uno. So basically, somewhere along the way, he found another product that was just more popular than oil stocks. Do you know what that was?
It's in West Virginia.
Yeah.
A product. I'm going to say hay. Hay's a pretty
baby. It was love.
Oh gosh.
It was love.
That is not. I was thinking of farming stuff. That's not where I was going with this. My gosh.
So Harry found a posting in the Lonely Hearts magazine. And this was from a young lady. Her name was Luella Strother. And she owned a very small grocery store in Clarksburg near Quietdale, West Virginia. And even though she was financially comfortable, you know, she could she would take care of herself. She was a very independent woman. She was lacking one thing, and that was companionship and romance. So she found that in the form of 34-year-old, 175-pound, 5'4" Harry Powers.
I hate you.
So the seeds of love were planted during this passionate correspondence, and it blossomed into an actual marriage in 1927.
Well,
yes. So following that marriage, the couple settled down, and they ran the Quincy Street Grocery there in Clarksburg. However, Harry soon figured out that matrimony had actually proven to be very financially rewarding.
Okay.
So he decides he's going to post the following advertisement. And he does this to the American Friendly Society Circular 5 years after he marries Luelle. He says, quote, "Wealthy widower worth $150,000 with income from $400 to $3,000 per month. He's a civil engineer, a very fine-looking man of 38." And he writes, quote, "My business enterprises prevent me from making many social friends. I am therefore unable to make the acquaintance of the right kind of women. As my priorities are located through the Middle West, I believe I will settle there when married. I'm an elk and a mason, own a beautiful 10-room house, completely furnished, and my wife will have her own car and plenty of spending money. But she must be strictly a one-woman man. Or a one-man woman." Said that
I was going to say,
right?
where are we going? We're going off the rails. We're going off the rails
We're
here.
going off the rails. He says, "I would not tolerate infidelity." And he is now living in West Virginia. Contact Cornelius O. Pearson, P.O. Box 277, Clarksburg.
Oh, Cornelius.
Oh, Cornelius. Unfortunately, there was a lot of lonely women reading the paper back then.
I'd say there's a lot of lonely women reading the paper today.
There he is. His advertisement actually, he received about 10 to 20 letters a day.
A day?
A day.
And somebody named Cornelius.
This. Yes.
Huh.
I'm telling you, it
takes all kinds.
He really put it out there.
10 to 20 a day?
He had a lot of ladies that were like, "Oh, Cornelius, please marry me." But anywho, he entered into a very long correspondence with a widow, mother of 3 children, and her name was Asta Eaker of Park Ridge, Illinois. He had also began construction of a garage located on his farm property in Quietdale. And that property that they lived in was about 7 miles from Clarksburg, West Virginia. On June 23rd of 1931, Mr. Cornelius Pearson arrived at the Ecker home in Park Ridge for just a really short visit with Asta and her children, Greta, who was 14, her son Harry, who was 12, and Annabelle was 9. After 2 days, Iker and Pearson departed on a trip together, leaving those 3 kids in the custody of the family nurse, Elizabeth Abernathy. And 5 days later, Miss Abernathy received a letter from the missus telling her that Mr. Pearson would come for her children shortly. Mr. Cornelius arrived on July 1st, and he spent the night in the Ecker home. The next day, he sent one of the children to the bank with a note and a check that was supposedly signed by Asta. The note told the bank clerk to fill out the amount of the bank balance in on the check. Basically, he sent this blank check that was supposedly signed by Asta to the bank with one of her children, draining out the bank account.
Okay.
Is what he was trying to do. However, the bank employee refused to do that because the signature did not appear to be legit.
Oh.
So the child come back without the money, and Cornelius packed up him, the kids, threw them in the car, and drove off.
Packed up her children?
Yep.
Okay.
Packed up her 3 kids, him, drove off. The widow meaning Asta and her children were never seen alive again. So 3 weeks later, Cornelius arrives at Mr. and Mrs. Charles Fleming of Northborough, Massachusetts. He was there to meet his longtime correspondent pen pal, who was Miss Fleming's sister, Miss Dorothy Pressler Lemke. And the next morning, Cornelius and Dorothy stopped by 2 banks where she had withdrew $4,000 before departing for Iowa, where they would soon be married. Now, keep in mind, he is still married to Miss Luella.
I was going to ask where she was. Where is she at?
She is still in the picture, and she is just running her grocery store back in Clarksburg.
Where does she think he's at? Does it say?
I think she thinks he is just out working, quote. Mm-hmm. I think she's just
probably glad for a break, too.
She probably is, because I got a feeling that he was a little high maintenance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I'll post a picture on our Instagram of him. He looks a little high maintenance.
Okay.
He looks a little shady.
Okay.
A little shady. So, after they withdrew the $4,000, Harry stopped at a railway station and he shipped Dorothy's trunks. At this time, nobody really knew where he was shipping those trunks because, remember, Harry and Dorothy were headed to Iowa. Mm-hmm. He shipped those trunks to an address in Fairmont, West Virginia. Mm-hmm. So,
you say trunks, you mean baggage?
Like trunk baggage, yeah, her clothes,
back then
her belongings.
They called them trunks.
Yep, her trunk. So, the Quietdale murders began to unravel in August 26, 1931, when officials in Park Ridge, Illinois, contacted Clarksburg Police Chief Clarence Duckworth and requested he take a local resident, Cornelius O. Pearson, into custody. They wanted to question him on the disappearance of Asta Eckert and her 3 children. So the only problem with this request from the police chief was that there was nobody living under that name in Clarksburg.
Because nobody that's going to have an alias is going to pick the name Cornelius.
Cornelius Pearson is non-existent.
I just feel like that is you remember a Cornelius. Why not go with like a normal name, like a James
or John
or like a Billy or something like that? Why pick the name Cornelius? Like that, if you ever meet a Cornelius, I feel like you're going to remember that person.
You are going to remember, because I can't name one person by the name of Cornelius.
I cannot either. That's not true. I do know Cornelius.
Do you really?
Well, no, I don't know him, but you know the reindeer, the Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. You know the guy with the beard with the axe?
That's called Santa Claus.
No, he's wearing the flannel. He's wearing the flannel.
Oh, on the animated.
The claymation.
The claymation.
The guy in the lumberjack his name is Cornelius something.
Cornelius, yes.
See, you remember that.
I do.
Okay, there you go.
I do. Cornelius P.
No, you're messing up. Just drop it.
Okay, anywho, back to the story.
Just drop it.
So, but anyways, they couldn't find anybody by the name of Cornelius living in Clarksburg, of course. The police chief turned this name and the description of this gentleman over to the city detective Carl Southern and asked him to track this man down. And on a hunch, Detective Southern made a trip to the post office on the corner of 3rd and Pike Streets. And that is where he learned that Cornelius O. Pearson had rented a box and given his home address of 111 Quincy Street. Harry Powers closely matched this Illinois description of Cornelius Pearson.
And he runs the Quincy Street grocery store.
So Powers was arrested that morning on the basis of that Illinois warrant. Ugh. Having trouble here. So this arrest gets reported in the Clarksburg Telegram newspaper, and it is read by Louise Watson of Nutter Fort. Now, Miss Watson telephoned Harrison County Sheriff Wilford B. Graham to let him know about the Powers garage that adjoined the property of her mother, who lived next door, Nellie Bond, in Quietdale. So Graham obtains a search warrant for that property on August 28th. And in Quietdale, they were joined by John Bond, who was a former Elk District constable, and he brought a mattock that they used to pry the lock from the door. So, are we ready to find out what they find in Harry Powers' garage?
I mean, unless it's that woman and her children, I feel like we're missing chunks. So yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay, you ready?
Is it bones? I don't want to hear this.
So in that room,
Oh my God.
or in that garage,
Mhm.
they found 4 rooms of tile and concrete that had been constructed in the basement of this garage.
Yeah, because that's easier to clean up. I watched Dateline. Go ahead.
They also found a bloody footprint,
Mm-hmm.
signs of violence, including bloody clothing and strands of human hair.
Oh my Lord.
They found a partly burned bank book, which was retrieved from ashes near the building. And the hopes of them finding the Eicher family began to fade. So once they found these items, the officials called in the Clarksburg Fire Department to begin pumping out a nearby well that had, that had been filled with rocks and water.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the well provided no clues as to the location of the missing widow and the children. So they really thought that these kids and this mom was going to be in this well, but nope, sorry. So, handcuffed and guarded, they brought Harry back to the farm and showed him that bloody footprint, who was obviously of a young child. It was a very small footprint.
Oh my gosh,
okay.
Lisa.
So he maintained his silence even after, they showed him this footprint that they had found.
You have baby feet though. You have like
I do
super
have baby
tiny
feet. I have
so
very tiny feet.
It could be like a really dainty woman.
It could be a very petite woman.
Yeah.
It very could.
Not some
very
house
well
cat
be.
like me that's 5'4", 175. Not me. I wear a size 10, but a
I did not
dainty.
call you pudgy, for the record. I called Harry pudgy.
I feel like you called us all pudgy.
I apologize if you're 5'4", 175 pounds, and you feel that I have called you pudgy.
If you called us all pudgy.
My friends, you are not pudgy. You are beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Suck it up now. All right, go on.
You are beautiful. So this news spread across the county, and about 300 people gathered outside the farm to watch this search. A 15-year-old boy who was standing by and watching, he told Sheriff Grimm that he had actually helped Powers dig a ditch from the garage to the creek.
Oh my gosh.
So Grimm decided he was going to summon trustees with shovels, and they began uncovering this ditch. Within moments, the crowd retreated from what was a terrible odor coming from the trench. Although the decomposing body of Asta was found at the lower end of the ditch, it was only the beginning of the horrors that awaited the searchers.
Okay.
The bodies of the 3 children were found later that afternoon,
Oh my gosh.
and it appeared that the 2 girls had been strangled like their mother. But poor Harry had died from being struck in the head repeatedly with a hammer that was found with those bodies.
I don't understand why you pick these stories. There's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with
you.
It's true crime.
You can pick any story.
It's true crime.
We could have talked about the Mothman.
I mean,
Anything.
I did actually, shout out to Lisa Donheyo. I did have a message from Lisa requesting Mothman, so it's actually in the vault.
Okay.
We're going to call it in the vault in the inventory. So
All right.
we're coming with that.
Okay.
I won't always do these bad, depressing cases, okay?
Like, it's just so, like, I just need to hear more, because as of right now, a serial killer is not made by killing one family.
Correct.
And that's all we know right now.
Correct.
So, and you said at the beginning he is a serial killer, which means to me that there's multiple people in that freaking trench that you're getting ready to tell me about. So let's just go ahead and get it over with, because.
Okay.
And let me guess, he got away and he's probably my next door neighbor, right? Is he living
I
here?
mean, he eventually settled in Genoa, West Virginia.
Shut up, Lisa. Oh my God.
Shut your mouth.
I heard he just bought a house up in Dunlow, and that's where he's going. So, all right.
Listen, we shoot him up there, Willis. We shoot him. Then ask questions.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So a crowd of several hundred people gathered outside the Harrison County Jail where officials were questioning Harry. Police continued until about 4 o'clock the next morning, and he finally gave in to the vigorous questioning and signed a statement confessing to that murder of Asta and her children. Photographs taken of Powers in the days immediately following his arrest revealed 2 black eyes and extensive bruising as a result of his having, quote, fallen down the stairs during questioning.
Nice. I like it.
That's how we do it in West Virginia.
I like it.
So,
fell down the stairs.
Right.
Blacked his
So
eyes.
he fell down the stairs. Anywho. So just when they thought they would get some well-deserved rest, this case took another unexpected twist. Another body was found in the Quiet Dale sewer grave. This time, this victim was a dark-haired, heavy-set woman who appeared to have been buried about 3 weeks. She had been strangled to death with a belt that was still found tied around her neck. She was garroted. Okay.
She was what?
Garroted. You know, where they put the belt around, they grab, like, you take a fork and you garrote somebody.
No, never.
Yes. You've never heard of garroted? If I had a belt, I'd show you. Well, I mean, I wouldn't garrote you. What's it called?
You're going to garrote me?
That's what it's called,
I've
right?
never heard
Garroted.
of that.
So you take like a string or something.
I mean, I understand
and you
what
put,
you're describing. I get what
put
you're
a thing
describing.
and you twist it.
Yes,
and it's
like
got
you
force
do,
behind
like
it. So
if
you choke
somebody's
somebody out.
Well, if somebody's bleeding, you put a tourniquet on me, you twist it like that to
Yeah.
stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
guess when you're trying to kill somebody by strangulation, it would be called a garrote.
Never heard that before.
I'm pretty sure. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's what
Okay,
that's called.
carry on.
Anyway, she was garroted.
Making up stuff. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna make up my stuff. All right. Anywho, in the ashes of a bonfire behind the garage building, the officials found a charred book bearing the name of Dorothy Pressler Lemke. The book had been issued by the Merchant Savings Bank of Worcester, Massachusetts. At that point, they were able to confirm that she was missing. So the Flemings traveled to Clarksburg, and the Flemings, this is Dorothy's sister and her brother-in-law. So they travel from Massachusetts to Clarksburg, and they identified the decomposed body of Miss Lemke on the basis of her clothing and her dental work, because obviously the body was decomposing at that time. So now the number of the dead at the Quiet Dale Garage now numbered 5. 2 lonely women and 3 fatherless children.
Oh my gosh.
So authorities also found hundreds of letters to Cornelius Pearson from lonely women all over the country. Each one of these women had poured their heart out to Connie, who professed his undying love for them all. So Miss Edith D. Simpson, 38, of Detroit, who actually expected Pearson to marry her in September, she had already purchased her wedding dress, and she was making arrangements to leave with him.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. So when they showed her a letter that Harry had actually written to Asta, she was amazed to see it was an almost exact copy to the letters that she had received. She told the officers that he wrote so beautifully in his letters that his mind was so big and so fine, amongst other things. No, I'm just kidding. I added that last part. Sorry.
I will say, ma'am. Okay.
Woo, it's getting hot
Do
in
not
here.
go off character. You keep...
Sorry. Sweet Jesus, I'm so sorry. So let me back up. So, quote, he wrote so beautifully in his letters. His mind was so big and fine, I can't believe he would hurt an insect. End quote. So the public was fascinated with this story of Harry, and they actually deemed him the Bluebeard of Quiet Dale. And the newspapers and the lawmen christened him Bluebeard after the legendary king who strangled each of his wife before moving on to marry again. So that's kind of where that term come from.
His one and only legal wife is still
She's
okay.
still in the picture. She just hanging out back there, tending to her grocery store, I suppose. So hundreds traveled to the murder site each day, and on September 12th, promoters constructed a 6-foot-high fence in front of the garage and the drainage ditch, and declared an admission charge. So they were charging people.
What year is this again?
To come into this, if this is in the 30s.
Okay. All right.
So to come into this and look at this murder scene, at this murder garage and this ditch. So that night, a crowd of over 200 spectators soaked the enclosure with gasoline and set fire to it. A second fence was immediately torn down. Citizens of Harrison County were enraged at these murders. So on September 20th of 1931, an angry mob of nearly 5,000 people surrounded this jailhouse and demanded they turn Harry over to them.
To the crowd?
To the crowd. This crowd.
Oh, it was a mob. That's a mob.
This is a mob. These people are furious about this. So they called the Clarksburg Fire Department in the scene to kind of help dispel this mob. But the angry crowd tore lengths of fire hose from the fire trucks to prevent being sprayed with the fire hose. They ripped this hose off this truck to keep from being sprayed.
They wanted justice.
They wanted justice for these women and these kids. So this siege lasted more than 2 hours and included the use of tear gas bombs, bricks, other types of missiles before police got it under control. The officials were obviously concerned for Harry, and they began to make arrangements to transfer him to the federal penitentiary in Moundsville for safekeeping. And at 3 a.m. that morning, 13 officers in 3 automobiles set out to make the journey. And this crowd did not disperse until it was announced that Powers was finally secure inside the walls of the Moundsville State Penitentiary.
So why didn't they just lie to the angry mob, which I know you don't know the answer to this, it's a rhetorical question, but why not just say, hey, he's not here, we took him to Moundsville? Why not just say that? Why not lie?
I don't know. Maybe they just were staked out everywhere and just kind of watching and just seen him come out of the building. I don't know.
5,000 people though that were
That's a lot of
screaming
people.
for justice.
I think at this point I'd have just been like, "Here, bro," pushed him out the side door and been like, "You're on your own."
I mean, I wouldn't have bothered me any. He's
murderer.
But, yeah, but whatever.
So Harry's trial began December 7th of 1931, and it was viewed by more people in the Harrison County than any other trial in history. And only 100 days after his arrest, Harry was indicted for the murders of Dorothy Lemke, Miss Asta Eicher, and her 3 children, Greta, Harry, and Annabelle. Prosecuting attorney Will E. Morris and his associate William G. Stathers elected to try this case on the Lemke murder because there was more of a direct link to Powers. So they didn't have a lot of evidence to really put him behind bars and convict him with Asta and the 3 kids. I mean, I don't know what kind of evidence you need other than pulling the actual bodies off of your property, but whatevs.
I need you to back up for a second. Back up and tell me that again, because I think my mind just exploded. Did you tell me what you just said again?
Okay, so what I just said is these prosecuting attorneys elected to really try Harry on the case of Dorothy Lemke. The reason being they found more direct link with her, meaning with the checkbook, and so to the Flemings. So Dorothy's sister was Fleming, Miss Fleming, and he had come to the Flemings to meet Dorothy in the beginning. So they knew they could place him there at that house. They could place her leaving with Harry. Okay. So there was more direct link. But like I said, I don't understand how there wouldn't be a direct link with Asta and the kids when they literally drug the bodies out of the ditch. Do you know what I mean?
I totally get what you're saying. Maybe they just think that he's going to get off with the first one, or the other one
they
anyway.
Had hard proof with Dorothy's case.
Yeah,
they had witnesses placing her and him together. They had the bank withdrawals of $4,000.
Yeah,
they had the bank book that he had burnt. She had withdrew that $4,000.
Okay.
They just had better evidence and a more solid case
Okay.
with Dorothy
Okay.
than they did with Asta and the children.
All right.
They testified her body was found in a sewer ditch at the garage. And of course, they had also seized letters addressed to Harry from the possession of Powers. So, of course, these letters were in his alias Cornelius, because he never wrote to these ladies using Harry Powers. It was always Cornelius Pearson.
Okay.
So the city and county officers also testified concerning the bloodstains, the clothing, and the trunks that were found at the scene of the crime. And again, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Fleming identified Powers as the man who left their home with Miss Lamke, claiming to be Cornelius O. Pearson. So they have them attesting, yes, we've seen this gentleman who is actually Harry Powers.
Yeah.
This gentleman told us his name was Cornelius. You know, he was here. Dorothy left with him. It's the last we've seen of her.
I just thought of something.
What? Go ahead and spill the beans.
Well, it has nothing. Well, it just has to do with what I said earlier. The Cornelius I know of the cartoon, it's Yukon Cornelius. It
yes,
just came
Yukon.
To me. Okay,
yes.
Continue.
Why
continue.
did I get Cornelius P?
I don't know. It's Yukon Cornelius. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Anywho, a clerk at the Gore Hotel stated that Miss Lemke arrived at the hotel at 1 a.m. on July 31st. So there's another sighting of him and her together.
Mm-hmm.
So a gasoline station operator, Theodore Hufford, testified Powers was in Clarksburg that night and had purchased gasoline from his gas station. So it's another eyewitness account. Employees from the express company in Fairmont swore Powers was the man who picked up these trunks and the other baggage that was sent to Fairmont on behalf of Miss Lemke. So those trunks that he said he was sending to Iowa and actually sent to Fairmont, they have an eyewitness that said, yes, he did come here. He did pick up her trunks.
Okay.
So they had pretty good, evidence, hard evidence. 3 bank officials of the Second National Bank of Uniontown, Pennsylvania, identified Powers as the man who cashed 2 checks that totaled $4,287.21 that was drawn on her bank account as well. 3 residents of the Quiet Dale swore they had seen Powers filling up a ditch near the garage between July 30th and August 1st. So this was that ditch that this 15-year-old kid helped him dig.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine after all this is said and done, being this kid and being like, holy shit, I just helped dig a ditch. Like, I helped dig this grave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's so traumatic, like, for a kid. Either that or he's like, hey, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if he would think it was
crazy.
cool, Elisa.
I don't, you know how kids are nowadays. They're weird. Kids are weird.
Oh, she's saying it, guys, not me. I mean,
Kids
you can come
are
after her.
weird.
You can come after her.
Come after me, man. Kids are weird these
I think
days.
kids are completely normal, and you are wrong for saying that.
I don't know about normal. All these hormones. Listen, my kids are going through hormones. They are weird.
They'll appreciate you putting this on the podcast, too.
Yes, they wear. They wear.
Oh,
they
my
wear.
Lord.
Yes, they wear. Sorry, it's the vodka. Anywho. Let's get back to the case. Powers testified on his own behalf, but his explanations were super confusing, and they were just a mixture of denial and accusations against 2 other men who were named Cecil Johnson and Charles Rogers. And he claimed to only be an acquaintance of Miss Lamke and cashed her checks for Johnson. So at this point, he's trying to spin this story and make it sound like it's these other 2 guys.
Right.
And that, it's not, it's Cecil Johnson. They must have got Cornelius and Cecil kind of messed up, sure. So the trial, testimony, and deliberations of the jury, all that combined took a total of about 5 days. And on December 12th of 1931, Judge John Southern stated, quote, "It is the judgment of the court that you be taken to the state penitentiary at Moundsville, there to be kept and treated in the manner provided by law, and then hanged by the neck until dead on March 18th, 1932, between the hours of sunrise and sunset."
They did hangings back then?
So Powers accepted his sentence without noticeable reaction. On the date of his execution, Powers dressed in an immaculately dark pinstripe suit with a white I'm sorry, with a white shirt and a black tie. And he walked calmly up the stairs towards his death. He declined the offer to make a final statement, and he did not react as a guard slipped the black death cap over his head.
Oh, my Lord.
At precisely 9 a.m., 3 attendants stationed by 3 buttons pushed them simultaneously, and Powers dropped silently through the trapdoor. None of the 3 would ever know which button actually sprang the trap.
They still do that now, I think, like with the electric chair and stuff. Several of them pull
a button,
yeah,
so you don't really know who's
it
killing
is.
them.
I did not realize that they did public hangings in the 30s. Wonder when that stopped.
In 11 minutes, so he was hanged, and it took 11 minutes for him to die.
Oh, my Lord.
11 minutes.
You could have left that out.
That's smothering me.
So is that all of it? They hung him and that's it?
So he passed away. It took 11 minutes for him to die, and he was officially pronounced dead. That's it.
Okay, hold on. I do have a couple questions.
Yep.
So he killed this woman and her 3 children.
Yep.
And then he killed another woman.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
Is that a serial killer?
A serial killer, 3 or more victims.
Wouldn't it be different?
Google.
I get what you're saying, 3 more victims, but wouldn't it have
I
to
know.
be
When we think serial killer, we think
Ted Bundy?
Jeffrey Dahmer. We
Well,
think multiple.
Yeah.
But the actual definition of a serial killer is killing 3 or more people.
I could even, like, I mean, to me, though, that the woman and the children, that counts. I don't mean to say that it's one death, but to me, that would count as one
Right. event.
Right. And then he killed the other woman.
So it was like
I don't
2
feel
events.
like maybe that's a serial killer. Not the lighten the load, and he got exactly what he deserved and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. I just don't really feel like that's a serial killer.
I agree. I mean, when you think serial killer, at least I do, I think of multiple victims.
Yeah.
You think of, double-digit numbers for a serial killer. But I think what also kind of gets him is where he had he had letters upon letters upon letters. Had they not caught him, he probably would have killed more and more women taking their money. So, I mean, in a sense, yeah, I mean, I can see, like I said, 3 or more is considered a serial killer. But yeah, that's the case of the Bluebeard of Quiet Dale.
I don't understand the Bluebeard either. You told me that it was because somebody else had killed their wives, strangled their wives.
It was a king who strangled each of his wives before moving on to marry again. And I don't know. I'd have to Google what king that was or post. But
I mean,
I don't know why. I was intrigued too. So that's why I kind of looked up why they called him Bluebeard, because it makes sense to me. And it still really doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, well, I guess he did strangle. He did strangle him. So
okay. Okay. I don't feel like maybe he was a serial killer. Like, I really don't feel like he was a serial killer, but okay.
That's pretty crazy.
So there was a serial killer in Clarksburg.
Yeah.
All right. But he's dead now.
Based
Clarksburg
upon love letters.
Is probably being haunted by Bluebeard's ghost.
Yeah. Harry Powers. So if you get a mysterious love letter in the mail, don't read it.
How would you say that?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's scary.
You might. His ghost, he may still be writing letters to these women.
No.
From the grave.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous. This is Samantha signing off. I'm done.
She's like, I'm so done.
I'm done now.
So that is our story, story of the deadly correspondence. So if you guys have any thoughts, any questions, make sure that you comment and let us know what you thought about episode 2.
Listen, you can let Elisa know. I don't want your questions because I don't want to revisit this because I don't like this kind of stuff. It scares me.
Oh, she's such a whiny.
So put on there at Elisa.
So if you have any suggestions on stories or content, or any just listener tales, like anything that you've experienced that you want to tell us, email us at watchfordearpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at watchfordearpodcast. Be sure to go like and follow our Facebook page on Watch for Dear Podcast. And make sure that you guys go on your favorite platform, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Amazon Music. and follow. Click that follow button, subscribe. That way when we drop new episodes, you get notified. Once we hit 100 on our podcast, and this is not our Facebook page or Insta. Once we hit those 100 subscribers, we're going to do a drawing for a free Watch for Deer t-shirt.
We have t-shirts?
Absolutely we do. So we are actually this is fun. I'm going to go ahead and announce this. So I talked with Martha Crabtree. She runs Blessed Threads, and we're going to collab with her, and she is going to be our t-shirt lady.
Well, looky there.
So shout out, y'all go like and follow her Facebook page, Blessed Threads. And so thank you guys for listening, and we hope to see you on our next episode. And y'all be safe
and watch for deer.